Hello. Just here testing, trying to see if this is actually going to record good. Hopefully, it does. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mastering La Vida. I'm your host, Sue, and I wanted to let you guys know where I am and what am I doing. So my husband got orders to Italy, and right now we are currently in Italy. And for the last month, we have been trying to adjust and find a house for the next 3 to 4 years. Sorry, this is live, so I gotta clear my voice. I am currently living in a hotel room, so which makes things a little bit more difficult for me to record and actually find some type of silence to do things. So my kids are also in vacations, so finding a quiet time is quite difficult. But let's talk about everything that I've been going through and what is going on. I wanted to give you guys an update, mostly about what's happening, where am I? You guys, I'm not that podcaster that is gonna just disappear at all. When you see that I'm not here, it's because I'm actually working or doing something. Let's also talk about the last interview. I don't know if you guys saw, but the last time I was in, last time we recorded a podcast, it was an interview, and it was my first interview, and we interviewed John Wayne Thomas. He's a military retiree. If you have not listened to this interview, it is a great time for you to go ahead and reach out back to the previous episode, and you will find it. It's about PTSD and what he have done to cope with everything that he's been going through. And it's a very interesting interview. It gives you that original sense of what's going on with him. And as we know, our country and many other countries is facing right now a lot of mental health issues. And I wouldn't call it issues. It's more like I think we all, at a certain point of our life, need help, and trying to reach and trying to find that help is very important. And he being able to come in air and said everything that he's experiencing was amazing. I find that very good, and he had to had a lot of courage in order to do that. So I feel like that was an amazing episode, and I hope you guys can listen to it. For my Spanish speakers, I wanted to translate it so bad, but it was not going to be the same as to listen directly from him. So I hope you guys can listen to it as well, and maybe get to practice a little bit more of your English as well. I know that I used to do it all the time when I was trying to learn a language. I always try to listen to either music or things that will help me understand, and it's a great idea to do that. So yeah, that interview was amazing, and we applaud John for everything that he's going through and everything that he's doing to cope and find a solution to continue with his life. So, as I said, we are in Italy. We are in a town called Vicenza, which is very close to Venice. It's only like an hour away in car, and I don't know how much is the train. I'm pretty sure it's about the same or a little less. We're currently living in a hotel outside of the base. The hotel is very convenient. We have a grocery store and a mall like across from where we are, which is very convenient. They have grocery stores in most of the malls here, so I can just quickly, excuse me, I can quickly just go into the grocery store and grab whatever it is that we need for food or anything that we need. So it's been very convenient. The hotel also has a little pool, so the kids can go swimming now, which is very good for them to keep themselves active and do some exercise. So it's been very good. We've been able to already travel a little bit into some of the lakes. We visit Lake Garda, which is a beautiful lake where a lot of people go on vacations. The Italians go vacationing there a lot, and it's beautiful. They have a lot of castles and ruins and a lot of beautiful towns, a lot of gelato, and lots of pizza, which my kids are loving. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about what I'm currently working. I am currently working on an episode to review a book. I started reading this book back in Thanksgiving, and I stopped because I decided that I actually wanted to do an episode on this exact book, and I didn't want it to just read it. I wanted to make notes. I wanted to get advantage of the book fully. So I needed to fully immerse myself in the book and try to adjust some of the stuff that he's saying. His name is Jim Quick, as you guys know. I'm one of his number one fans. And he goes in the book, Limitless, he goes very deep into what are the things that you need to do. So I've been trying to incorporate tons of things during this month, and hopefully by the time I'm coming back I will give you a full review of the book, and not a review of what I think, a review of what I've actually done, because this podcast is mainly, and correct me if I'm saying podcast wrong, is mainly to review things and give you guys an idea of what is my personal experience, in the way that you guys want to go ahead and give it a try. It will be much easier for you, and you were like, oh, this is working for her, maybe it can work for me. Or you will realize that, as many people say, not everything that works for one person works for the others. So that is just a little take in, and not take and it's a little piece of the puzzle that you can take with you and maybe help you out a little bit. I know that some of us go through the same things and some of us don't, but whatever is helping me, it might not work for you, but it might. So yes, it could be a little help. So as I said, I am going through that book right now. I'm on my last chapter, and it's been amazing. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be talking about that book, and the review is gonna come in English and in Spanish as well. I will be doing this on air live streaming in Spanish to answer all of the questions I have gotten in here from some of you guys. Some of the questions are a little personal, but I'll try my best to answer them as best as I can. So let's go ahead and jump into the questions that we have in here. So the number one question I got, and these questions I got them from my Instagram account, Mastering La Vida, is Sue. Is the first one say, "It's Sue your real name?" And no, Sue is not my real name. I have another name. Usually Sue is a nickname. My grandma named my middle name as Suline. So Sue comes from Suline, and I love that name. It's actually an Asian name. My grandma is half Chinese. So no, Sue is not my real name, but I love Sue. So you guys can call me Sue, and I love that. Okay, so the next question said, what country are you from? Okay, so as I mentioned before, I am from Central America. I'm from a little tiny country, a beautiful tiny country named Panama. Panama is located in Central America. I know that in the maps we're not located as Central America. There's only North and South, but there's a little piece that connects North and South, and we love to call each other the center of America. So yes, I am from Panama. It's a beautiful country surrounded by water. We have so much ocean, and there's so many things that you can do. I love going on vacations to Panama, and I do miss my country. I know some of the questions is like, did you miss living in your country? And I do, and I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I love what I've experienced as a child in Panama. It just made me grow as a different type of person, a different mentality. I think sometimes when you struggle in life as a little kid, it just opens your mind to appreciate things a little bit more as you grow. So I would not change anything. I love Panama. I usually go on vacations to Panama all the time. I was planning to go there last December, but unfortunately, the pandemic didn't let us fly there. But that was the plan. And I still have family, and lots of my best friends actually live in Panama still, and we keep in contact all the time. So, yes, I am from Panama. Okay. Moving on to the next question. It says, at what age do you started all of these changes? And that's a very good question, because we experience changes through all of our life. It's not just like, oh, this thing just made me change. No, as you keep growing as a person, you start changing, and I feel like that it's just part of living. Sometimes you're not ready for those changes, and sometimes you are. When I was 28 years old, I got pregnant with my firstborn. And to be honest with you, before that, I didn't even think about having kids. And it was, it was pretty shocking. And it completely changed my life in many ways. But I'll say that was one of the main changes that I could see. Like, I was like, okay, I need to grow up now. I need to be an adult now. I cannot be just a teenager forever. I need to grow up and be a better person for this little human that I'm bringing into this world. So at that age, I think it began a dramatic change into my life where I feel like I actually wanted that change. But before that, I was just very, careless, and I'll say party people and just living life, I said, as a young adult. So yeah, that was one of the first changes. And after that, my other um, kid was born, and things just kept changing. I got married. I have a family now, so life changes, and I started reading some more, and I started changing things. So I don't think there's a specific age where you're gonna start noticing things. They just gonna happen. Either you're ready or not. But I feel like as the more information you have, the more you can appreciate these changes, and the more you can adapt it into good things. How many children do you have? Okay, I have two children. I actually have three because my dog is also my other daughter. But I have two children. One is 8 years old, the other one just turned 7. And my little baby is 4 years old, and she's a Labradoodle, and she's adorable. She's very, very cute. Everywhere we go, everybody wants to rub her, touch her, talk to her, be around her. She's beautiful. She's a very good dog. She's super good with the kids, and yeah, she's part of our family. We wouldn't be complete without her for sure. And then moving on to the next question. If you have to name one person you think you have who you think have inspired you the most, who would it be? Ooh. Okay. I have many people that have inspired me, beginning from like my grandmother, which I feel is one of my biggest inspirations in life. The courage she had and all the things that she did as a young age. I now see it very differently as I used to see it when I was young. But yeah, definitely she would be one of those persons. In addition to that, I come from a very strong female family, very strong woman in my family, and that I admire. We are actually leaders. The women in my family are leaders. We're not letting anyone tell us what to do or any of that, and I appreciate that because that makes me the strong person I am today. In addition to that, there's many inspirations I could say, like from reading. I have Jim Quick, Jay Shetty. I could just name a few. Are inspiration of people I see, and it just makes me want to think that I somehow wants to be a little bit like them, like get to those levels that they are. It's just very inspiring. I follow a lot of inspiring people, so but that's like my younger generations, like they're young and they think like me a little bit more, so that's why I feel connected to them. So next question says, do you think your life would be different if you were teach all of this as an early age? Oh yes, I think a person's life can change dramatically from how you're raised and how you're educated, and the many things that you can achieve depends on that as well. I am a full believer of that. That's why I try to put my kids into reading and getting to know things, because I feel like that's what they need in order to inspire themselves to know more about life, to know more about the world we live in, and to be future leaders in this world, because we need people like that. We need people who are going beyond that. We don't just understanding what they teach you at school, but also understanding the world, a different concept, have your own ideas and be able to share them and be able to be understood. So yeah, I'm a full believer of that for sure. It says, next question says, does your family listen to your podcast? So um I don't hide it. I don't think I hide my podcast at all. I know you guys think like, oh, because I talk a lot about the things that happens in my family, but like I think all families have the little things here and there that goes through them, and then they just learn how to deal with them, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't think they do. I don't think most of my family listen to it, but they for sure know that I am doing this, so they are free to listen to it. And everyone has their own opinions, and they might think they don't like it, or they might think that they are a little exposed in there. But I don't usually name any names when I'm talking about my personal stuff. So hopefully we're all good. Hopefully. And next question says, your family sounds like mine. Maybe I should get away from them to find happiness. Okay, that's a little how you said that. That's a little like impacting. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure my family's gonna sound like a lot of other families, especially if you come from Latin America, where we have tendency to be more spoken, to be stronger. Women, especially, they don't let themselves be dominated in those countries. But to get away from them, to find, I don't think getting away from them is where you're actually gonna true find happiness. I think happiness is within you, and the only way you're gonna find happiness is when you are happy yourself. um, Being happy with yourself means loving yourself, means being able to wake up and say, I am grateful for this day, for my body, for my food, for everything that I got. And yeah, we want more, because we as humans being we are as humans beings, we don't just stay stuck and say we're okay with all this. No, we want to achieve more, we want goals, we want things, and that's just normal. I think that's just everybody, right? But finding happiness is not about the money, and I don't think it is. I think it's just within you. It's just within you, and it doesn't have nothing to do with your family of the issues. Now, sometimes I feel like you need a break from things, and there I don't feel nothing wrong with that. I take breaks. I usually, if something is too toxic for you and you need a break, take it, because if you don't, eventually you're gonna explode and you're gonna make things even worse. And I know that this question, I personally I asked this question for myself, for some of the people that I follow, and I was never able to find an answer. And I feel like they don't want to give you an answer because they don't want to be the ones telling you like, oh, you need to get away from them because they're too toxic, or you need to do this, or because there's no one to tell you. You are the only one who can be able to tell yourself if you need that break or not, or if you need that period of time away for certain people of not. You are the only one who's going to be able to say that. But I said we all, every once in a while, need a break from everything, need a vacation, need to relax, to let our minds be quiet and enjoy. So there's nothing wrong with taking a little break from others, or just finding yourself and maybe just planning to do something on a solo. I know a lot of people find very rewarding by hiking by themselves. They find that peace that they're looking for, and in other activities as well. I just mentioned hiking because I love hiking, but in any other activities, some people fish. I know my husband, he loves going fishing by himself. Sorry. And he will enjoy that peace and tranquility that he can find while he's fishing. And that's not that he wants to get away from us all the time. That just means that he probably, as a human being, needs a break, and that's perfectly normal. And we're moving on to the next. We only have three more questions, I think. Is it hard to be married to a military? I think marriage overall it's hard. I don't think it has nothing to do with being married to military or not. The military life is completely different. I'll be completely sure. I Before I married my husband, I was clueless of what really mean to marry a military and being part of all this. It's a big step that you take once you decide that you want to be part of that, and it has its good things and bad things as well. But I think married overall it's a lot of work, and um it needs to be work on on almost every day. It's just like being a parent is a work too. But being a parent means you need to educate yourself, and you need to teach your kids, and you need to be able to be on up to date things to be able to understand your kids as well. So I feel like being married to a military is almost the same thing as being married to any other guy in the world. It's just as any other profession, it has its good things and bad things. That's what I think. That's just my honest, humble opinion. And the next question said, when do you know you truly find yourself as an individual? That's a very good question. You guys came out with really good questions, and I didn't even ask you guys for these questions. These were just questions that were coming through my IG on the message part, and when do I know I truly find myself as an individual? Oh, I said I find myself through I find truly myself in every step I've been in through my life. I feel like when I was younger, it didn't mean that I didn't find myself. I was just being someone else because as we grow, we grow, we change. So I think finding yourself is a big definition for just being you one, but you keep changing, so you will need to adapt yourself and continue finding yourself. I would say meditation helps a lot with your thoughts and actually getting there. And then I will attach this because the next question said, how do you started to meditate? How do I started to meditate? And it is so hard for me. This is one comment. It is She said that it was so hard for her to find quiet. So my mind keeps coming out with things I can't put it in blank. It just doesn't work for me. Okay. So basically she's saying that she doesn't know how to meditate. And I will say this, some people find meditation very fast. Some people are able to do it like almost right away. I know I was training one of my cousins to meditate, and she was gone. Like I was like, it was the first day of training and she was already gone. And I was like, wow, you're like a natural. You're like super fast. And then I'll try with somebody else, and it was not as easy. It took us over like a month on a daily basis for her to be able to find to quiet her mind completely. It is not easy, and as I said on my meditation um, episode, meditation is not easy. It takes a while, and it gets you to try different types of meditations to see which one is the one that is gonna go in with you, because not I don't feel like not every single meditation is for every single individual. So what works for you might not work for somebody else. So I think finding the one that works for you, and once you find it, then you can just stick to it. Usually people that meditate starts with guidance meditations, which is the ones that you close your eyes and you have somebody else talking to you, and you should have to use your imagination. After you pass that stage, and after you've been able to go into a different stage, I feel like meditation and completely silence could be very good. Usually the more comfortable you are, the better the meditation will be. So yeah, I mean, this is all the questions I have for today, guys. I want to thank every single one of you for writing them, for keeping contact, for all the new followers we have on Instagram and on Podbean. um, I appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. I do this work with all my love, and I hope you guys can enjoy every single one of the episodes. And don't worry, I haven't I'm not gone. And I'm not gonna be that type of podcaster. I'm here. I'm just working on new things and getting ready for our new episodes. And if you have, again, any other questions, any other comments, we have the Instagram account at Mastering La Vida. So follow us, comment. I mean, follow us, follow me, because it's just me. I'm the producer, I'm the co-host, the host, and everything. So follow me, and don't forget to be kind to each other and to enjoy life. Bye.